So let's start off with how do search engines look at your site. Now, as you're thinking about a search engine, you want to remember, in spite of all the brains at Google and all the billions of dollars they've spent on developing their search engines, at the end of the day, it's a fairly simple program that comes through, crawls your site, looks for cues, and then comes back and puts that all into a database at Google. So that being said, Google's done some really great things in creating content that delivers a much more specific experience to what the search was. So if somebody does a search with a commercial intent, something Google thinks has a chance to actually cause a transaction to happen. It could be immediately, as in the case shown here with motorcycle helmets, or it could be something a little longer term, as most B2B transactions are. Google will serve you up a set of results that are structured around this idea of commercial intent. You have a couple ads here, you have shopping ads here, you have more ads down here on the right, but then for what we're really focusing on, you have your organic search results here, and you have some organic search results on the map pack. That's for a search with commercial intent. The same thing, now when Google delivers a search with non-commercial intent, something very informational, in this case Abraham Lincoln, they have something here called the knowledge graph. And they try to give you all the information that you might want at the surface in one spot. This is great from a user point of view, but if I'm a content publisher and I'm trying to sell that knowledge and trying to get people to my website, having it all delivered there doesn't really make my day. It doesn't make the click go from here back to my website. So this is non-commercial intent. As you can see, there are very few to no ads. We'll have news results, we'll have scholarly results, we have images, some biographical information, but it's very specific, very informational as opposed to commercially driven. Bing, same thing, commercial intent. You can see your ads up top, on the top of the column, down on the lower column, and then your organic results here. And their knowledge graph looks very similar. This also holds true for Yahoo, Ask, and all the other search engines out there, a lot of which actually draw their results from Google. Now, Google's not just about text pages anymore. You can get results on videos, on audios, on airplane flights. Any number of different things can come up in search results. I'm picking my wife up from the airport this evening. I can type into Google UA 1954 and it'll give me an estimated arrival time and a gate. It's really amazing what Google has worked into the search engine and is searchable. We're going to be focusing mainly on text results, the written word, as well as some non-textual media, images, videos, and audios. Okay. Starting off with search engine optimization itself, and it's not to be concerned with search engine marketing, also known as pay-per-click marketing, a little bit different creature. And if you're interested in that, come back next month and you can hear my song and dance about that. Search engine optimization is the art of altering your website and your content so you're drawing attention of the search engines to your content and making it stand out versus your competitors' content. And even if you're not in a competitive industry, you are competing against between 1,000 and 1,000,000 sites for any one particular search term. When you drop something in and Google returns a result saying looked at 3.2 billion searches or 3.2 billion pages in 0.3 of a second, that is your competition. Now, why do we care about search engine marketing? Well, first and foremost, people are using search engines as a navigational interface to the web now. It used to be they'd have directories, they would have bookmarks, but now people will use a search engine to go to sites they even know about. They'll type in, say, Jason Miller's book, Amazon.com, and Google, and it'll take them right to that page on Amazon. The search engines have become the default traffic cop for the internet. 81% of all web users find websites via search engines. And as they're looking for these websites, oftentimes they're looking for information about a product or a service or a problem they have, and they're very engaged in the conversation. They're not like somebody reading a newspaper article where you're trying to get their attention. They're actually actively seeking information. This allows for you to have a very well-qualified lead clicking to your site. Somebody's already part of the marketing cycle, and it makes search engine marketing one of the most cost-effective ways to get people to your website. You can drive qualified traffic, you can drive volume traffic, and you can do a little branding, a little kind of awareness, but really it's more of a direct response mechanism. How does a search engine work? It's fairly straight ahead from the top level. You have your spider, your web bot, your crawler, whatever you want to call it. It comes to any page on your site. It doesn't have to be the home page. It could be a page 3 levels down. And it crawls all the different links on your sites. Goes for every page it can locate on your site via the links. Takes a look at all the words, where they're located, which ones are formatted for boldface headlines, footer links, and then it creates a database. And it stores this all down, compresses it, and puts it into a database. And then it also will come back and look at every other website on the web that it can find. And they take that database and they run some basically fancy math against it to try to figure out which is the most relevant site. Now, search engines, people give Google and Yahoo and Bing grief about having kind of spammy results. Google, Bing, Yahoo, they are in the business to give the best quality results they can. And that's why they're always tweaking the algorithm, making it a little harder to rank. If they don't give you good quality results, you're not going to come back. And if you don't come back, you're not going to be clicking on those ads we showed you earlier. And those ads are the way Google, Bing, Yahoo make their money. If you don't click on those ads because you're not trusting the results in the organic section, Google's not going to be able to buy Moffett Field and park their 747 in the hangar. They're not going to be able to own most of Mountain View. They need to deliver trustworthy, consistent quality results over time. So you keep that trust that I'm going to go to Google to find the answer. To Google something has become a verb. It's make a Xerox, do a Google search on someone. Okay, some more details. You've taken a lot of time, you've written some great content. It's living up on your site as one of these big droplets of water. And there are links, and that's represented by the threads. Not an original metaphor of the web, but it works. If you don't have links and content pointing to the big drops of really quality stuff, Google can't really see it. And if Google can't see it, Google doesn't care about it. Part of having a really effective website is to have your content where Google can see it and have links pointing to it. And you want to have the same type of content pointing to it. We'll talk about links in the second half of the day's session, but having these links is key, but having the good quality content is, nobody's going to come to your website if you don't have a well-written website.